For many decades, the United Kingdom has represented a beacon of opportunity for ambitious and skilled individuals from the diverse nations of Africa. The prospect of accessing world-renowned universities and varied professional pathways forged a well-established route to the UK's dynamic urban centres. In turn, the African diaspora has woven itself into the very fabric of British society, providing indispensable contributions to critical areas such as the National Health Service, the academic world, and the technology sector. People of African and Caribbean descent have been instrumental in building and sustaining the nation's healthcare system. However, a recent cascade of deliberate and far-reaching policy adjustments enacted by the UK government now provokes a serious and pressing question. Is the United Kingdom methodically closing its avenues to prospective African migrants? This analysis examines the transformed immigration environment, scrutinizing the specific regulatory changes, the government's declared motives, and the deep-seated effects these shifts are having on African students, working professionals, and their families. Propelled by an explicit objective to curtail net migration figures that had climbed to unprecedented levels, the government of the United Kingdom has set in motion a sweeping overhaul of its immigration framework. Although these new regulations apply to all non-UK citizens, their impact is felt with particular severity along the visa pathways most frequently utilized by applicants from African countries. The esteemed universities of the United Kingdom have historically served as a powerful draw for students from Africa, yet recent regulatory changes have considerably constricted this channel. A profoundly impactful change, which took effect on January 1, 2024, is that most international students are no longer able to bring their family members, such as spouses and children, with them to the UK. This right is now largely reserved for those students who are enrolled in postgraduate programs that are centered on research, for instance, a PhD. This policy has had a dramatic and immediate effect, contributing to a staggering 81% fall in student-dependent visa applications in the first 7 months of 2024 when compared with the same period in the previous year. Furthermore, the widely used graduate route visa, which permits graduates to remain and work in the United Kingdom for a period of 2 years, or 3 years for those with PhDs, without the need for employer sponsorship, has been subjected to intense scrutiny. Following a government-commissioned rapid review, the Migration Advisory Committee reported in May 2024 that it found no evidence of widespread abuse and recommended that the route should be retained in its current form. While the government has accepted this recommendation, it has also indicated that the route will be kept under review, thereby fostering an atmosphere of continued uncertainty for prospective students. The adjustments affecting professionals, most notably within the indispensable social care sector, have been even more stringent. In a decision that has shattered the aspirations of thousands, the United Kingdom has, as of March 11, 2024, closed the health and care worker visa route to new overseas applicants for positions such as care workers and senior care workers. These workers are now also prohibited from bringing dependents. This policy is intended to push the sector towards greater investment in the domestic labor force. Although transitional provisions are in place to protect individuals already residing in the UK, this crucial migration path for numerous care professionals from Africa has been decisively blocked. For individuals aspiring to enter the UK through the skilled worker visa in different sectors, the requirements have been elevated to a formidable degree. Effective from April 4, 2024, the general minimum salary threshold for most sponsored jobs experienced a dramatic rise from £26,200 sterling to £38,700 sterling. The method for determining the going rate for particular occupations was also made more stringent, increasing from the 25th percentile to the median, or 50th percentile, of average UK earnings for that role. While certain exemptions and reduced thresholds are available for those on national pay scales, such as in health and education, the new general threshold effectively disqualifies a huge number of qualified professionals who would have met the previous criteria. The pathway to securing permanent residency, officially termed indefinite leave to remain, is also poised to become a more protracted process. The government has put forward proposals that would double the standard qualifying period for obtaining this status from the current 5 years to a much more daunting 10 years for the majority of work visa categories. This potential change signifies a move away from encouraging migrants to establish lasting lives towards a system that keeps them in a state of extended temporary residence, facing increased visa renewal costs and prolonged anxiety. The United Kingdom's government has been forthright about its principal motivations. The foremost driver is the political pledge to decrease the net migration numbers. Additionally, officials have articulated these reforms as a necessary measure to combat perceived exploitation of the visa system and to incentivize employers to give precedence to the domestic workforce by investing more in UK-based training and development. This stance presents a significant contradiction. On one hand, British diplomatic missions across Africa continue to underscore the robust and long-standing connections between people and the esteemed contributions of Africans. On the other hand, the implemented policies appear to convey a starkly different message. The actions suggest a strategic reorientation. The United Kingdom remains open for migration, but its welcome is increasingly reserved for a highly specific, exceptionally educated, and high-earning segment of the global population. For a great number of prospective African migrants, the dream of a future in the United Kingdom is not entirely extinguished, but it has been profoundly and fundamentally altered. The routes for mid-level professionals, dedicated care workers, and students not engaged in advanced research have become extraordinarily constricted, if not altogether sealed. The United Kingdom is undeniably transforming into a nation that is considerably more costly, highly selective, and challenging to enter as a migrant. This imposing new structure of regulations is compelling countless individuals and their families to fundamentally reconsider their life goals. The once vibrant dream of establishing a future in the UK is now diminishing for many, pushing them to explore alternative countries that may present more accessible and welcoming opportunities. The ultimate effect of these changes on the UK's economy, its vital public services, and the rich diversity of its society is a chapter yet to be written.